Hi guys, this is SuperBoo3 and today I'm back with another worth playing review. Today we're looking at MouseCraft, which showed up on the Instant Game Collection for both EU and North American territories. The game is basically about a down and washed up scientist, Schrödinger, a cat, who is out of cash and he wants to essentially fund himself to do more experiments. It seems that his research just keeps him going around in circles or something like that. I didn't quite gather. The story's not really the main point of a game like this. It's actually a puzzler, and we'll be getting to that shortly. But you know, the story's just there as a way to get us from A to B. Basically, this is how the game works. We've got to get the mice from the hamster wheel to the end of the level. This is normally pretty easy. As you can see, you've got your mice here and they just walk along, and we're going to be placing blocks. You can speed up time and stuff. To be honest, I was getting major flashbacks of Lemmings when I was playing this game. It's very simple puzzles. The main objective is just to get as many mice through as possible. You're obviously aiming for a perfect score if you can. You can set up the actual layout of the level sometimes before you even do anything. So look, before I even release my mice, I actually had the whole level set up there. This is the kind of game where you can get the idea of, if you like puzzle games, you'll be kind of a bit more intrigued by it. I will say the challenge on this game is definitely worthwhile and should keep fans of the genre entertained. People who don't like puzzle games are going to find the last few levels extremely frustrating because they start getting pretty tricky to get perfect scores on. I mean, I think it's possible to get through most of the levels without too much difficulty, but I would warn that I've got a feeling that some of the levels which I did manage to get a perfect rating on might actually just kind of be perfect rating or nothing, because the game just starts off with basic blocks. But then also, oh, actually I just realised we picked up shards there. Picking up shards will also increase your score, so you can't just get through on so like for instance, if you look here, I have to set up the blocks in a certain way so I actually get all the shards. So to get the perfect rating, not only do I have to get all of the mice at the end of the level, I also have to get all of the shards. I mean, it's not too difficult and on early levels like this, but on some of the later levels, which actually I think it's just sensible if I start showing you some of the later levels. Okay, sorry about that. I've now found a level which has crumbling bricks. Now, if you take a look, you can also destroy bricks. I forgot about that, but you've only got a limited number of destroys. If you look at these bricks, when a second person walks on them, the bricks start to be destroyed. Now, this kind of makes things a lot more difficult later on, because you can't simply just rely on your mice to get by with all three of them, because one of them's obviously going to get left behind, and it starts making a lot of the later levels get extremely complicated, and that's where the puzzles really start kicking in. I mean, my main issue with the game is that the first half of the game can seem a bit too easy and the later half can seem a bit tricky. So I'm not a fan of the difficulty curve. I know you might always hear me mention things like difficulty curves, but I really think that for an enjoyable experience, games should have a relatively sensible difficulty curve, because you don't want people to start struggling suddenly halfway through the game, because I always find that unenjoyable. You know, you want people to smoothly walk through the game, and then everyone can kind of get through it that way. When the difficulty starts jumping around, you know, you can be suddenly put off by hitting a brick wall in terms of the gaming difficulty. Sorry, I'm trying to play this at the same time as talking to you, and that isn't actually working out anywhere near as well as I was hoping, and I've almost certainly messed up this level, but whatever, let's just see what happens. Yeah, completely messed that up. But anyway, I think I've spoken enough about the game. So really, MouseCraft is a game that for any puzzle fans, I definitely think you should definitely give this a shot at playing this game. It's easy to complete if you're actually into puzzles, and it's easy enough to find guides to help you through any of the trickier levels. Try to get through the levels without the guys. I know how tempting it is, but if you turn this into a game where you're just going to be looking at guys through each of the levels, yes, it's going to be incredibly boring for you. So yeah, I mean, I'd definitely say the game's enjoyable. The only issues being, like I said, the difficulty curve's a bit questionable, because I honestly found some of the the last quarter of the game, I found some of those levels pretty tricky and kind of frustrating. But that said, we're basically playing Tetris here. I mean, you're just shoving a bunch of blocks in. There's only so many places they can actually go, so you eventually will get the right answer. It's just sometimes the order of events you might be a bit off in terms of timing. Anyway guys, I hope that review was helpful. If you want more reviews, do encourage me, because hearing some feedback and people telling me that they're interested in these reviews means I'm going to be doing more. So if this helps you, let me know. Anyway, thanks for watching guys. Until next time, bye.